how to deal with flaws or what's the best method to deal with flaws. And it's like a societal discussion. I haven't really done these in a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and start one. Flaws is something we all have. It's something that we all can't. Some of it can't fix. Some of it's internal. Some of it's external. Some of it could be genetic. Some of it could be made up from other people. What you've been called back in the day. But flaws are something that we all have to deal with. And no matter what people say, it should never affect you because you should know who you are deep down inside. Now, in order to kind of get you guys to understand what flaws are, I guess I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of my flaws. Well, really, the main one. Throughout high school, throughout elementary school, and throughout middle school, I was made fun of because of my height, because I'm kind of short. I'm around 5'5", 5'4", somewhere around there. And I've just been made fun of for that my whole life. Um, and it bothered me growing up. Growing up, it bothered me. I was kind of insecure about that. I would kind of wear like boots and stuff like that to kind of elevate my height a little bit, more and stuff like that because I was kind of insecure about that of my height. And then I came to the realization of one day that that's just not going to change. That's something that I'm going to have to deal with. It's something I'm going to have to be able to uh, cope with throughout my years of life because I'm not going to get any taller. There's nowhere I can get it from. My parents aren't that tall. So it's just something that I'm just going to have to deal with. And if I let this defeat me just because I'm short, if I let that defeat me, well then what's the point? What's the point in me even doing anything if I'm gonna let that bother me? So one day I just decided, so what? I'm short. I can't let that defeat me. I need to go. I still need to go out here. Still need to talk to people, and I realized that if you don't worry about your flaws and you don't let your flaws and your insecurities be noticed, people might not notice them as much. People might not even notice them at all. And a good way to go about this is just, well, what some people will do is they'll address their flaws in the middle of the conversation. They'll make a joke about it, which I don't really recommend that because you're bringing attention towards yourself, and depending on who you're talking to, it could go the complete opposite way, and they could notice it and they may be turned off by it. But that's another thing. People who usually do that are kind of insecure, so they go ahead and push their flaws and insecurities out on other people so they'll go ahead and know in advance. Me personally, I'm not going to do that. If someone brings up something that I may be insecure about, which I'm not anymore, I would just tell them like, hey, that's what it is. This is what my flaw is, and hey, that's it. But no one usually notices it. And flaws tend to go away after a while. As you tend to get older, your flaws kind of dwindle a little bit. You don't really care about them as much because you're old. Who cares? So what? Accept me. If you don't, you don't. But I think growing up now, especially as a teenager and a young adult, and even younger than that, preteen years, we are so caught up into how people view us and the flaws we have and this, that, and the third. And we try to go and please everyone so everyone can like us. But you got to understand, no, not everyone's gonna like you. No matter what you do, you could be the freshest guy. You could have the nicest teeth. You could be have 3 degrees, you can have all the money in the world. People are still not going to like you because they don't accept you for who you are. That's why it is important to accept you first for who you are before you're talking about getting into a relationship, before you're talking about dating, before you're talking about, doing anything. You got to start accept yourself wholly for who you are, for all your insecurities, for all your flaws, for all of your pros and all of your cons. Everything. You got to accept yourself. If you don't, you're never going to be able to move on in life. You're always going to be scared. You're always going to be nervous. You're always going to think about, hey, is that person over there talking about me? I don't like him talking about me. Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, you'll probably never see those people again. They're prime example. You know how many people are on my college campus that probably say something about me every day? They probably do. But the key thing is that I don't let that get to me. I move on. Move on throughout my day. Don't listen to it. Don't let it feed into me because if I do, that's only gonna make one, me depressed. Two, it's gonna affect my mood. And 3, I'm gonna feel like I have to change something about myself. And there's nothing I have to change about myself. If someone does not accept you for who you are and they have problems with your flaws, don't try to please them. Move on. A real friend, a real woman, a real colleague, associate, whatever you want to call them, will accept you for who you are, and you will not have to change yourself. But first, what you have to do is you have to completely accept your flaws for what they are. And I want people to make a video response for this. I want people to share this video because flaws is something that we all deal with in society, in today's society, and it affects some of us more than others. Some people are good with covering up their emotions and saying that it doesn't affect them, but in deep down internally it does affect them, and they don't want to let people know that. But when they go home and they lay up in their room, they're balled up, crying and stuff like that. They're sad, because they don't know why people are going to accept them. Well, I have news for you. This is real world, real talk. No, not everyone is going to accept you. It doesn't matter what you do in society. It doesn't matter if you change yourself, change the way you speak, change the way you dress, change the way you look, wear glasses, don't wear glasses, wear contacts, don't wear contacts, have a Honda, have a Mercedes, have a BMW, have all this type of stuff. People will still not accept you for who you are because of the fact that they just don't like you. So, like I said, you got to accept yourself for who you are. You got to accept your flaws, your insecurities, and all that stuff. Now there's a good song that I heard by Yellow Card. Yellow Card is actually a band that I used to listen to back in the day. They were actually on a Madden video game, but nonetheless, they have a song called "Light Up the Sky," and basically what this song is talking about is kind of dealing with your insecurities, getting through them, and accepting yourself for who you are. But it's kind of geared towards Yellow Card, helping out someone who has who has those type of insecurities. But it's a good song. You should listen to it. Yellow Card, Light Up the Sky. Good song, great song. And also another good song that I recommend is 3 Days Grace, and it's called Someone Like You. And basically what this song is talking about is it's so hard to find someone who accepts you for you, but it's easy to find someone who doesn't like you, who just makes fun of you every day, who doesn't accept you and stuff like that. It's easy to find those type of people. And those two songs are very true in today's society. One, you need you don't necessarily need someone to accept yourself, but you need to accept yourself first. And 2, there are people who rather see you down than help you. And that's true as well too. So I wanted to make this video. I've been meaning to make this video for a while. This is my thoughts, my societal discussion on flaws and how we should deal with them. What are you guys' thoughts? Do you have any flaws? What are your flaws? Are you getting over them? Have you gotten over them? Is it still bothering you? If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Just let me know. And if you want me to make a part 2 to this video, or you want me to address some stuff, I can address it in the comment section down below. So with that being said, guys, love your flaws, love your insecurities, because it's a part of you. It's probably never going to leave. You have to accept it. You have to love thyself. And, I love you guys. So that's Strap Up 24 side discussion. Peace. Sayonara. Stay gold. Love you guys. What's all these hand motions. See you later. Peace.